You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. I can't believe it is New Year's Eve, or possibly you guys are watching this and it is already into the New Year's. I figured this is a perfect time to give our house a good 2025 house reset. So we're gonna be decluttering, cleaning, and getting this house back in order. Now, it's funny because I know as many people that like freak out that I decorate early for Christmas. Also, there's about the same amount of people that freak out when I take Christmas down. I love having Christmas up for like all of November and all of December. But by the time Christmas is over, I am ready to get the house back in order and completely reset. To me, there is nothing better than starting the new year off fresh. However, when I take Christmas down, I do it a little bit different. I do not go straight to redecorating the house and everything. Usually it takes me one day to take everything down, and as you guys know, there is a lot of it. And then I will spend the rest of the week just slowly going through room by room, giving it a really good cleaning and redecorating one room at a time. One, I really enjoy just the emptiness of the house once everything is removed and none of the normal like day-to-day decor is put back up. But I do also just really like the ability to go in and deep clean so much easier. It's funny because I always tell you guys, if you're trying to figure out a routine to maintain a clean house, the easiest thing is to declutter. And I feel like after the holidays is the best example. Once you take all the holiday decor down, before you put back up your regular stuff, just think about how easy it is to like do a really good thorough cleaning on the house because you don't have all the extra clutter and mess. So I would love if you figure out something to clean along with me, or after you're done watching this video. I feel like it's always a good thing. You guys know you don't have to get it all done. Like, we are all human. We need our breaks and everything. So don't worry about getting everything done, but get something done. I feel like as long as you keep in your mind like, hey, I don't have to do it all, but I have to do something, it's always going to get at least a little bit every single day. And I always tell you guys, something is better than nothing. And a little bit here is better than stressing yourself out about doing a million things. So pick one task you need to get done and let's tackle that together.
Just go ahead, go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this.
So are you guys doing anything fun tonight or on New Year's Day? Honestly, tonight we are not doing much. When it comes to New Year's Eve, we don't do much nowadays, honestly, with having young kids. And neither of us, Bobby nor I, really want to be on the roads on New Year's Eve. So we just spend it at home, and honestly, I will probably be asleep before midnight. But tomorrow we are going over to my aunt and uncle's house, and we're going to do New Year's Day there. So that'll be really nice. But yeah, when it comes to New Year's Eve, we definitely do it a lot more chill. We just hang out at home as a family and nothing too crazy. Now, I know years ago, before the kids, before the craziness, Bobby and I definitely knew how to throw a pretty killer New Year's Eve party. Actually, parties in general. It's funny to think back when Bobby and I first got together. Now, mind you, well, since it's going to be 2025, we are going to be having our 15-year anniversary this year. Now, not till July, but still crazy. 15 years of marriage. But when we first got together, before kids, before all the things, we definitely knew how to have a lot of fun and throw a crazy party. And now it's like, okay, I just want to chill and relax at home, and how things have changed from young 20s to mid 30s and low 40s. So like I was saying earlier, just trying to go around and give everything a really good cleaning. Now, I will say I started doing some of this like more deeper cleaning in our room, and I quickly realized that there was no way I was going to be able to do this and get all the decorations down. So I did a couple areas in our room that I wanted to get done, and then decided, you know what, I'm just going to save this for tomorrow, because I know when it comes to my goal on this day, it was just to get the Christmas decorations down, not to do all this extra deep cleaning. So I did get a couple areas nice and deep cleaned in our bedroom, but stick around, because coming up, you're going to start seeing room by room getting deep cleaned and reorganized. But I knew on this day, if I was going to tackle my task at hand, which was taking down Christmas, I needed to focus just on that.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me. In bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a
So in the last video, I asked you guys, what type of videos do you want to come and see in 2025? And a big portion of you guys mentioned organizing and decluttering videos, but more in depth and in detail and tips and tricks and things like that. So just know I read your comments. I saw them. So my brain is working. But especially when I'm doing like tips and tricks type stuff, it takes me a little bit longer, mainly because like when I'm doing these voiceovers with you guys, usually it's just like hanging out with a friend talking on the phone. Like, I don't have a script in front of me. I'm just here really just talking with you guys. You guys know that is what I love about this community, is I feel like I'm just hanging out with friends. Like, I love reading your guys' comments, and we're cleaning together. We're getting stuff done. We're staying motivated. But to get my tips and tricks videos, those take a little bit longer just because I actually have to like think about what I'm going to say. And there's times that when it comes to cleaning and organizing and stuff like that, it's hard to put it into words unless I really sit down and think about it. So I'm definitely going to do those videos for you guys, but I need to like actually sit down and not so much script it out, but I need to get my bullet points so I know what to tell you guys and I'm not just like leaving you all in the dark. Usually, like I said, I'm just here chit-chatting with you guys, which I love. I love just hanging out, feeling like we're a bunch of friends, just getting stuff done together, not feeling alone. But I definitely heard you guys, so you guys will have those decluttering and organizing videos coming with more detail of kind of what my process is. Even going back to like when I very first started on this whole cleaning and decluttering journey, because let me tell you, I have not always been a super clean and organized person. This took practice. This took time. I am not naturally a clean and organized person. It's something that I've definitely learned over the years. And now that I do it, I honestly can't imagine not doing it. My life is so much easier, and I deal with so much less stress just from having less like visual clutter in my house. It has made the biggest difference in the world.
Baby, I don't need you to tell me you were wrong. Swear my mind erased you the moment we were done. All out of me, you're all out of me. I finally I don't wanna see your face again, and I'll never let you near my friend.
So looking at these Christmas cards, one tip I can give you guys is when it comes to decluttering, and this is an area where I struggled for a long time. I used to save every Christmas card, and we had bins of just honestly junk in our basement, stuff that we felt like we had to hold on to. But we never looked at it. Like, it was put in a bin and then we never looked at it again. I have learned, even with Christmas cards, I do still hold on to them for a bit. You can see I put them in my junk drawer, but I don't hold on to them forever anymore. I used to hold on to them forever because I felt bad, especially the ones where people really took their time. Like Bobby's brother this year got pictures with him, his girlfriend, and their dog, and sent them out on the Christmas card. And it's super cute. But realistically, it's just going to end up in a bin somewhere if I was to save it, and we would not go back and look at it again. Now, I loved seeing it and the updates and everything on there, but I feel like if it's one of those things that you're never going to look at again, you need to let it go. And I think that might have been the hardest thing when I first started decluttering, were those sentimental things like Christmas cards and actually giving myself permission to let them go. I got the joy out of seeing them and everything. The people who sent them got the joy out of sending them. There is no reason to hold on to that clutter and like be kicking yourself if you get rid of it. So here is your advice of just let it go. If it's something you're never going to look at again, just let it go. Now, I do know there are some people that will save like the front of Christmas cards and use it the next year for like tags on their gifts. And I love that idea. I personally don't do that, but if you do, I think that's a great thing also, because you're reusing it, you're repurposing it, and it's not going to sit there for years. So I'm not saying if you actually have a plan to do with it, to get rid of it. If you know what you're going to do with it, save it, absolutely. But if you're just going to put it in a bin and let it sit there and never look at it again, that is when I highly recommend just letting it go. Also, when it comes to like kids' school stuff, I do the same thing. I have a couple items from the kids that are like very sentimental to me, but they're all items that I can display. I told myself I don't want to save items that are just going to end up in a bin. I want items that I can display that will make me happy. So when it comes to the kids and their schoolwork, we will often display their artwork for as long as they want. And once they're done with it, we just let it go. We don't have a bin for each kid. We just have a couple sentimental pieces. And those pieces honestly mean way more because we only have a couple than if we had an entire 2, 3, 4 totes full of every school project they've done over the years.
Oh, tell me how you could just leave my side and just forget me and all the things we did together. Oh, tell me why you couldn't even try to meet me halfway. I gave you all
I love how when I watch these videos back, you always have Minnie there. It's just like making sure, especially when I am in the kitchen, she is always around. Even if you don't see her on camera, I can promise you she is very, very close to make sure anything that might fall on the floor, she is there to pick up. So I often get questions about my dishes routine. So one is the running water. So when I first start washing dishes, I just let the water run. Reason being is it takes a couple minutes for the water to actually get hot. So I let it just run until it gets hot. And then depending on what I am washing will depend if I turn it off. Honestly, I have found I used to, like growing up, I grew up in a house where you filled the sink with soap and water, and that's how you wash the dishes. And you guys know I am someone, I don't like doing that. I don't like letting the dishes just sit there in dirty water. So I prefer not to fill up the sink. But I can tell you it takes me less time to clean all of these dishes, even if I left the water running the entire time, than it would for me to fill a sink. So I normally will, just so that the water stays hot. And I don't know, is that a location thing? Because I feel like I have had people from other countries tell me they're like, hot water is instant. That is definitely not the case here. It definitely takes a little bit for it to like fully heat up. And depending on how far a faucet is from our hot water heater, it can take longer. So like the faucet in our laundry room, that is almost instant. That gets hot within seconds. But then the water, let's say in the kids' bathroom, because I feel like that's the furthest on the rung, that takes forever. Like, you should turn the water on the shower and brush your teeth before you get in, because it's going to take a couple minutes for the hot water to actually fully get over there. Oh, and I almost forgot. So Bobby and I are going to be doing a Q&A on our family vlog channel. If you guys don't follow us over there, it's just Cambry and Bobby. And that, honestly, that channel is just where we get to have a little bit more fun. I get to do a little bit of everything. I don't worry about the algorithm or anything. And a lot of this stuff, like our Christmas morning, is something that I love just because I'm going to have it for years to come, watching the kids open those gifts. And I love that about that channel. But we've had a lot of people asking for us to do an updated Q&A since we have not done one in a while. And I wanted to see over here if you guys had any questions that we can answer during that Q&A. We'll probably be filming it, honestly, either tonight or tomorrow. So let me know as soon as possible if you have questions, and we will possibly, most likely, answer them in the Q&A. The only time I don't get to them is if there's like a bajillion questions and we just honestly don't have the time, or if we're too uncomfortable with whatever question it is. That's a rare thing, but it is a thing. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions that we can answer during that Q&A.
If you wanna see some crazy and also lazy, then you should meet me and my friends. Even though we got no money, for sure as hell funny. Yeah, everything's better with them. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just ooh, ooh, ooh. What we wanna do tonight. Waking up at sundown, the world's our playground, and we don't even have to pretend. Every time we're together, it doesn't get better, and every day's like a weekend. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just ooh, ooh, ooh. What we wanna do tonight. So don't tell me how to act or how I should be. All we wanted is
Now for one of my favorite jobs is cleaning out the sink. And I know this sounds silly, but I also know there's plenty of you out there that feel the same way, that cleaning out the sink always is like my favorite part. It is one thing that if the kitchen sink is not clean, like the whole kitchen feels dirty to me. So going and giving it just a quick scrub with my DIY power wash, which is honestly just rubbing alcohol and water about equal parts, and then 4-ish tablespoons of the Dawn dish soap. I use it just till the color looks right, in a mister bottle that I got off of Amazon. It works so well, and it is so much more affordable than buying the power wash refills. So if you haven't given it a try, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's pretty much equal parts water and rubbing alcohol, and the Dawn just till the color looks right. At least that's how I do it. So after this though, I was moving into our front entry. Now this front entry, I haven't even set it up yet again. I did put the kids' pictures back up actually just today. So not in this video, but I just put them back up because they were in little Miss Athena's room and she's now sleeping in her own bedroom, which is kind of crazy. I really thought getting her to sleep in her own room would take weeks to get like working, or at least multiple nights. Honestly, it was one night of just a couple wake ups in the middle of the night and getting her to calm back down and used to it. And she has been doing amazing. Now, mind you, she still wakes up anywhere from 1 to 2 times in the middle of the night to eat still. So me getting up to have to soothe her back to sleep that first night wasn't too bad. But so those pictures were in her room, so I wanted to get them out. However, if you saw on our family vlog channel, Bobby made me some new end tables for the family room because little elf, myself, broke one of the end tables. I was trying to move an elf that was sitting all the way up on the top of the curtains, and I ended up slipping and catching myself on the end table, and the end table didn't catch me that well. It ended up snapping into 3 pieces. Luckily, I didn't get hurt. But with that, Bobby ended up making me some new end tables, and I love the way they look. But now we want to blend this front entry table with those new side tables that he made, since they're both live edge. So I don't plan on putting anything back on that table until he's done with it. You can actually see one of the tables that he made me right here with the little snowman on them. I absolutely love them. They are beautiful and they just turned out so well. So I'm excited for him to work on that console table as well. And I have been teasing him about now wanting a live edge dining room table as well. We'll see if that happens. That's a little bit harder because finding the pieces to make that is way more difficult. Plus, I do love my round table, and I'm not sure if you can make a live edge round table. I don't think that's very possible, and if it is, it would be very hard to find a piece of live edge large enough to do that. But into the family room and the dining room were the 2 rooms that I honestly was dreading the most to do, because they have the most stuff in it, and they also both have the village. Our Christmas village, I absolutely love it. It's one of my, by far, favorite Christmas decorations. It was a hand-me-down from Bobby's grandmother, and it goes up every single year. And we like to move it around. It's not always in the same spot. So this year we have it in the window as well as in the dining room. And as much as I love it, it is a pain in the butt to put away every single year. So I was dreading it slightly. However, the feeling of these rooms, even just once the Christmas tree came down, felt so open and clean and refreshed. It was definitely a sigh of relief once it was all done.
I'm sick of lying here all alone and nearly sleepless at night. I'm honest, it's boring. 1,000,000 demons surrounding me, picking a fight. It's toxic. You were the best I ever had, but every second you were screwing me over, and now I'm done with it. I guess that there was no surprise. Deleting you out of my mind. Isn't it iconic? Standing on the front line, steady going forward without knowing the direction. I need to be honest, it was for the best.
So I know in the last video, I talked a little bit, not so much about New Year's resolutions. I don't love the idea of New Year's resolutions. I feel like when you call it that, it's so easy to just give up on it. But one thing I was focusing on this year is myself, my health, and just things that'll help me out in the long run, because I know taking care of myself in the long run is also a form of taking care of my family. So I went and had blood work done the other week. I think I did it on the 16th. Yeah, I believe that's when I went in. And we had a lot of blood work done. I just started seeing a new doctor that's more of a homeopathic doctor. And she wanted me to get a blood panel on a bunch of different things. And I just got all that blood work back today. So I am hoping, cross my fingers, that I can set up an appointment with her soon, either virtually or in person, to go over that. Because I know ever since having kids, my body has been out of whack. And I haven't done much to fix it. It was one of those things of I was like, well, I know my hormones are out of whack. I know, like, I can just tell after having kids, and you guys who have had kids, you get it. Sometimes your body just goes crazy after children. But I knew I wasn't done. So I had been putting it off. But with Athena being our last, I'm finally just like telling myself, okay, this is something you have to do. If I want to be the best version of mom for my kids, this is something that's really, really important. So I'm excited to get that blood work back and just see what she says. And in what areas I can help myself some more. I'm also going to be going back onto carnivore. I was doing it, and then the holidays hit, and honestly, I was just like, you know what? I am not even going to try to be strict carnivore during the holidays. Like, I'm just asking to hate my life, and that is not the point of carnivore for me. I'm doing it more for health reasons. I honestly feel a million times better when I am more low carb. I've been that way since I was little. When I started a ketosis diet for my seizure disorder way back when, I think I was like 7 or 8 when I went on my first low carb diet for seizures. So I know my body works out better for that, but I never want to do something where I feel like stressed about it because I know I won't stick to it. And this year with focusing on me, I want to focus it in a way of a lifestyle change and not, like I said, a New Year's resolution. I will say though, I have still been losing weight since having Athena, even without doing the whole low carb. So I am excited about that. I do wonder if part of it is with all the other kids. After I had them, come my 6-week appointment, I went back on birth control because I was not looking to have Irish twins. It was never a goal of mine to have my kids super, super close together. Part of that being I always enjoy being able to actually enjoy my kids as babies as long as possible. But also after Xander, my doctors had told me that I should always place my kids about 3 years apart. Just because of my blood pressure and things like that. So that's why all the kids are at least 3 years apart. And so, yeah, I always went back on birth control, and that always messed with my weight. So I'm wondering if maybe that was part of the issue. I'll be honest, I'm not horribly worried about losing weight. I just want to feel my best. I feel like in the end, that is what's going to matter the most to me, is just feeling my best. I've said this before. It's one nice thing about being in your 30s is I feel like when I hit 30, my caring about what other people thought of me went out the window. Like, all I care about is how I feel. So when it comes to getting my hormones checked, when it comes to doing carnivore and that is all I really care about. We're also going to be looking in the next probably year and a half. I'm going to get a breast reduction because I have wanted a breast reduction for many, many years. But I didn't want to do it till after all the kids and feeding them and stuff like that. So all these things running through my head. And I just realized I have chatted your guys' ears off again. And I know you guys tell me not to apologize, but I always feel bad when I just go on a rant and just keep talking and you guys don't get to enjoy any of the music. So I'm going to shut up for a minute, let you enjoy some music, and then I'll talk some more.
could run with you. And from what I have heard, you do the same thing too. I wanna say forever, we could be good together. Guess misery loves company. Better too late than never. You know we could do better. So take a chance and run with me. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life.
Seeing all this stuff on the table from Freya, I actually want to do a little room reorganization in her room. Since she's gotten so many like little house toy sets for Christmas, I want to make it a little bit easier for her to play with her stuff. So I plan on doing that really, really soon, is go in there, reorganize it, and just set it up to be more practical for where she is in life. I feel like when it comes to little kids, and when I say little, I mean like 2 to 6, their wants and needs change all the time, like multiple times a year. The toys they're playing with, how they're playing with toys, everything changes so quickly that you definitely have to be more flexible. So I'm going to be doing that very, very soon. I want to probably take out the little cube organizers out of her closet and set up a little play corner with all her little houses and stuff, and use those cube organizers as like tabletops for her. I have a whole idea in my head. She's got that tent in her room, but she really doesn't play with it anymore. Now, I'm not going to get rid of it because I feel like that tent is something that she could go through phases with. So she may not be playing with it right now, but in 6 months, she may want it back. But I'm thinking I'm just going to take it down for now, and that way I can set up like a little play corner for her, and make it a little bit easier. I also know when it comes to especially little kids, if you reorganize their stuff, and just kind of move stuff around just even a little bit, declutter it a little bit, you will be amazed at how much better they play. They play so much better once things are cleaned back up, reorganized, decluttered a little bit so there's not so much distracting them. Whenever I do a project like this, I'm always shocked at what toys she plays with, because she'll start playing with toys that I feel like she forgot she even had. And it's like a revive of everything she's doing all over again.
In my life, let me show you how it feels to paradise. You don't only want it, just say the word. Oh,
I've tried, written down the words to say it is time. I've been waiting 5 days to explain how you make me feel inside. Baby, got it all figured out, wanna do this right. There's no doubt in my mind, baby, you're
So Bobby has also been working on the outside stuff. However, literally the day he wanted to start, it started pouring, which for taking down decorations is the last thing you want, because the inflatables, you want them to be dry before you put them away. That way they don't like mold or anything while they're gone for the season. So it's definitely taking him a bit longer than he was hoping, because he's having to take them down in sections, bring them into the garage with the dehumidifier, and let them run for like a night or two to really get them dry and everything. But I will say he did come inside and help me to put away all the village pieces, which I was extremely grateful for. Like I said, the village pieces are the one thing that I'm like always like dreading the most. And he also, I will put these bins into the garage and he puts them the way he wants them. I always get questions about where we store stuff, and it's definitely a lot harder than when we were in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, it was easy. We had basements, and we had a whole section of our basement that was dedicated for inside, outside decorations. But since moving to Florida and there's not basements here, we had to get a little bit more creative. So we have a shed in the backyard that is for all of the outside decorations. And then all of our inside decorations are nicely organized into these bins in the garage. That way they're easy to find. They're all labeled for the upcoming year. But yeah, definitely a little bit more tricky. Now, when it comes to this bar area, I am not completely taking this apart. The kids have loved having a hot cocoa set area. So honestly, this will probably stay up year round, just a little bit different, moving stuff around. But yeah, the kids love hot cocoa. Xander especially. We got him his own special like hot cocoa cup because he will have hot cocoa every single day, multiple times a day, kind of like the way Bobby and I drink coffee. And the one thing he complained about is it getting cold. So we got him his own hot cocoa cup with a cover thermos so it doesn't get cold on him.
I will not bow down. Keep putting me off, I'm not gonna change my mind. You're headstrong forward, but this time around I'm taking my time. Don't push me, I'm not coming down, I'm not giving up. Oh, don't rush me.
So come 2025, I do have a couple home projects that I've talked to you guys a little bit about that we want to do this year that I'm really excited about. They're just little projects. They're like little things that once you get done with a room, you may be like, oh, I kind of wish I would have done this. So working on that. Not sure when they're going to get done. You guys know one of the ones is our bedroom. I want to repaint the walls to a little bit darker of a color. We want to redo the floors in our room since they are falling apart. And then the fireplace wall, I want to change up slightly. That is one I still have to figure out what I want to do. I'm not 100% sure, but that is on my list. So couple different home renovations that we are thinking about coming into the new year, and I'm really excited about it. I'm someone that I really enjoy decorating. If you didn't know before YouTube, that's what I did. Like I worked at a high-end furniture store where I helped people completely design their rooms when it came to furniture, decor, rugs, layouts. The furniture they bought, they got to pick the fabric, like completely design it top to bottom. So it's something that I've always really, really enjoyed doing. So I don't mind the little bit of extra work. And I'm also someone that I've never been the type where I feel like I had to complete a space in one go around. I like to live in a space and then just kind of mess with it over the years to get exactly where I want it. I also feel like it's a lot harder to do your own home compared to other people. So if you're ever like, oh, I have such a hard time doing my own spot, no, you are not alone. For I think most people, it's harder to decorate a space you live in full time rather than like a stranger's house. I don't know why it is, but walking into a stranger's house is a lot easier than your own home. This little cove, though, of all these village pieces, this took so long. Mind you, this is way, way sped up, but with all the cords and everything, it definitely took me some time. I did have someone ask when we put it up, I used staples, if it was something that I'd have to touch up, and it definitely is. Whenever I use nails or staples, I know I have to go in after the fact with some wood, or what is it called? Hole filler, wood filler. They're like the pink stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. fill the holes and touch up the paint. It never really bothers me too much. I have tried command strips, and honestly, I feel like they're just as bad, if not worse, because they usually take like big chunks of the paint out. Some people swear by them and love them. I just always have the worst luck. I don't know what it is. I think it's a mix between not using them properly, I'm doing something wrong, and our walls just being uberly textured.
Should I keep your number on my phone? Should I keep it or let go? Keep your number on my phone. Where should I keep your number on my phone? Should I keep it or let go? Keep your number on my phone. Through the day, deep inside, faster than a puppy loose. Got no time for your vices. I'd rather be alone. You love me, and this isn't your party. Yeah, so long all the times that I miss. Sure you wanna feel.
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Those things always really help me out. Also, if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. I do all sorts of cleaning, decorating, decluttering, organizing content on this channel, home makeovers, all the things like that I love doing. And if you want to see more in-depth stuff, feel free to go check out Cambria and Bobby. I do have that linked in the description box below. But like I said, that is definitely a more of a laid-back channel, a little bit of everything. You see a lot more of my husband and his little handyman stuff. He is definitely a jack of all trades, so you get to see a little bit of everything over there, and a lot more of the kids. Like I said, it's a little bit of just everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you are having the best New Year's Eve and you have a great new year. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.